don't you love a big ol' crossover? We're not just talking about movies or TV shows either, it also includes gaming franchises. When an iconic character goes up against a formidable challenger, it creates a moment that captivates your attention, making everything else fade into the background. Since its debut in 1992, Mortal Kombat has introduced a wide array of iconic characters from various genres, alongside unique creations of its own. But when a new character is said to be added to the MK roster, only to have that inclusion cancelled at the last minute, it's a whole roller coaster of emotions. This hasn't been done just once or twice, but many times over the years, so without wasting any more time, let's examine all the characters that were cancelled or almost cancelled in the Mortal Kombat universe. Anyways, before we get too deep into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to the channel. It's a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Belokk. Belokk is one of those intriguing characters rumored to appear in Mortal Kombat Gold. His design and aesthetic are striking, portraying him as a literal demon lord who perfectly embodies that Mortal Kombat vibe. Towering at 8 feet tall, this hulking red-skinned demon boasts exposed muscles, curved ram-like horns, forearms fused with organic bone blades. Leaked images show him clad in a bone-plated chest piece and spiked shoulder guards. The character was nearly complete and was originally set to be included in Mortal Kombat 4. He even appeared in gaming magazines and was playable in early builds of the game. The developers experimented with his design, adjusting it for the roster and highlighting just how close he was to being added. According to Ed Boon, the lead developer of Mortal Kombat, the team simply ran out of time to finalize the character and faced technical limitations, 3D weapon animations, ultimately leading to his removal. Later, Eurocom, the developer of Mortal Kombat Gold, accidentally leaked information about the game, including details about Belokk. This resulted in 6 screenshots of the character being revealed to the public, which is how we came to know about him. Baphomet. Baphomet is an elder demon from the Netherrealm who, alongside his race of fellow elder demons, didn't make the final cut in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. This character is named after the actual Baphomet, whose legend and legacy have permeated various demonic cults in reality. Baphomet's concept sketch was an unlockable item in the Coffin BG, costing around 217 sapphire coins within the crypt of Deadly Alliance. It's likely that the real-world Baphomet's ties to demonic cults led to his removal from the game, possibly a proactive step to avoid further controversy surrounding the franchise. He exudes a feral demonic vibe similar to Belokk, which is why some fans have dubbed him Belokk 2.0. The sketch depicts him as a humanoid goat hybrid, complete with cloven hooves and curved horns. His skull-like face, featuring hollow eyes, adds to his eerie presence. A character like him would have elevated an already interesting game. Tiamat. Tiamat was a lizard-like character originally planned for Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, but they were removed before the game was completed. Instead, some elements from Tiamat's design were integrated into Reptile, giving him a more animalistic appearance compared to his earlier humanoid versions. His name might have been inspired by Tiamat, the Babylonian sea goddess who often is depicted as a serpent or dragon. Tiamat had a strong, muscular reptilian body, similar to characters like Reptile or Sauron from Primal Rage. His physique featured large muscles, especially in his chest, arms, and legs, giving him a powerful, fearsome look. Tiamat's body was mostly green, evoking classic reptilian characters like Reptile, but in a lighter and more vibrant tone. He had a yellow-orange armored torso resembling a dragon's underbelly, with segmented, scale-like textures for added detail. Red-orange spiked shoulder pads gave him a battle-ready appearance, underscoring his strength as a fighter. His forearm armor looked sharp and plated, resembling natural bone weapons or claws. Spinal ridges protruded from his back, connected to a strong spiked tail that made him even more intimidating. Due to technical limitations, like animating his tail, spikes, and horn, alongside gameplay mechanics, he was likely too ambitious for the Dreamcast hardware. His dragon-like traits may have also overlapped with Onaga, the Dragon King, possibly contributing to his removal. Zebron. Zebron was a tall humanoid zebra dressed in a tuxedo, originally planned for Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. He was cut before the final version released. His backstory presented him as a prince fighting for the freedom of his people. An image of Zebron was first shared on Ed Boon's official website before Deadly Alliance was released, back when the game was still referred to as MK5. The image was an April Fool's joke to tease fans eagerly awaiting news about the game. Later, the developers included that same image in Deadly Alliance's crypt, Coffin ZE, along with a cheeky note saying that they would never do a zebra guy. Or would we? Several concept sketches in the Mortal Kombat crypt suggest that the design team gave some thought to actually making Zebron a playable character. While he was created as a joke, it's possible that time restraints or tonal inconsistencies prevented him from being worked upon further. Chameleon! Chameleon is a female ninja who first appeared in the N64 version of the 1996 Mortal Kombat trilogy as a secret character. She was nearly cut from the game due to technical and hardware limitations during development. The N64's small cartridge size forced the team to trim down fighters and features to prioritize core gameplay. Chameleon shared a similar concept with Chameleon, the male ninja who mimicked the abilities of other male ninjas at the time, which may have contributed to her near cancellation. The developers also needed more time to refine her moveset, and including her almost delayed the game's release. So, why was Chameleon ultimately included? Chameleon made it into the final version because of the popularity of female ninjas like Katana, Melina, and Jade. These characters were already fan favorites, so adding Chameleon gave players a fresh option with unique mimicry-based gameplay. She originally appeared in Trilogy with a gray color scheme and the ability to flicker in and out of visibility during gameplay, fitting her elusive nature. In Mortal Kombat Armageddon, Chameleon became a fully playable character on all platforms, including the Wii, marking her wider debut beyond the N64. In the new storyline, Chameleon is part of the Umgadi, serving under the leadership of Tanya. She's seen wearing royal yellow clothing, aligning with the Umgadi aesthetic. However, her outfit dynamically changes color when she mimics the powers of Katana, Melina, and Jade. When not mimicking, her attire remains gray. She sports a short-angled bob with blunt bangs, resembling Tanya's look from a previous timeline. Floyd! Floyd is another prank character from the Mortal Kombat series who debuted in the recent Mortal Kombat 1. He was a secret, unplayable boss introduced alongside the guest character Conan the Barbarian. This mysterious pink ninja is a palette swap of Scorpion, sporting a distinctive pink and white look. His abilities closely resemble those of Chameleon. He features completely white eyes and pale skin. The character's name and color scheme cleverly reference the English rock band Pink Floyd, adding an extra layer of intrigue to his design. Floyd is the second character in the game to feature an attack that behaves like a cameo fighter ambush move after Peacemaker. An interesting detail about him is his special attack called the Wall, a nod to the Pink Floyd album of the same name. Unlike most characters, Floyd is never unmasked during a fatal blow, cannot perform fatalities, animalities, or brutalities on him. Ed Boon had hinted at Floyd's existence for years on social media. Fans speculated that one of the ninjas seen falling in the crypt of Mortal Kombat 11 was Floyd. The developers never confirmed it. For a long time, it was believed that Floyd had been scrapped. Guess what? Floyd returned decades later in Mortal Kombat 1 in 2023, and he's now considered one of the best secret fights in the entire history of the series. Monster! Monster is a minor character in Mortal Kombat Deception, voiced by Ed Boon. He appears during the game's Conquest mode. Main character, Shujinko, encounters him in the Nexus, where Monster claims to be the true champion of the Elder Gods and challenges Shujinko to mortal combat. Very little is known about Monster's background. He calls himself the champion of the Elder Gods. There's no clear explanation of who or what gave him that title, or how he earned it. Some speculate that he might have been the champion because he wears the same armor that Scorpion dons after becoming one himself. Players learn his name only through the health bar during their battle. Monster uses Scorpion's fighting styles and moves. After Shujinko defeats him, the character never reappears. When Shujinko later asks Damashi about Monster, Damashi admits he doesn't know who he is, but sensed great power within him. Some sources suggest Monster was originally intended as an alternate knight costume for Scorpion. However, the developers eventually scrapped that idea, feeling the look didn't suit Scorpion's character. Officer Curtis Stryker. You might find it interesting that Stryker had quite a bumpy journey before making it into the Mortal Kombat series. Originally, Curtis Stryker was supposed to debut in the first Mortal Kombat game, but the developers opted to introduce Sonya Blade, a female fighter, instead. He was considered again for Mortal Kombat 2, but was replaced by Jax Briggs. Stryker finally made his official debut in Mortal Kombat 3. Stryker was designed to represent a modern SWAT officer with a clean, urban aesthetic. Although the developers initially envisioned him using a wide range of weapons, memory limitations at the time prevented this idea from fully materializing. It worked out for the best. Mortal Kombat 3 was a better fit for a character like Stryker. As a police officer who uses firearms and grenades, he wouldn't have been permitted in a traditional Mortal Kombat tournament setting anyways. Stryker is a strong-looking Caucasian man with a street-smart style. He wears a white and blue shirt, combat boots, a gun belt, black police pants, and a backwards cap. In Armageddon, his look evolved into a more serious tactical appearance. As a leader in the New York City Police Department's Special Riot Control Division, he employs modern tools like firearms and tasers. Despite being an ordinary human, Stryker has proven himself a capable fighter, defeating powerful opponents like Ermac, Reptile, Melina, and Kintaro. His survival instincts and unwavering sense of justice eventually catch Raiden's attention, earning him a place among the defenders of Earth. Ashley J. Williams. Ash Williams is a fictional character who first appeared in the Evil Dead movie franchise. He's not an ordinary character, but an icon of cult horror. His inclusion in Mortal Kombat is a perfect fit, considering the series' themes of mystical undead creatures, demons, and time travel. He was initially poised to join the roster of Mortal Kombat 11. Plans fell through at the last minute. Data mining uncovered his character files. It wasn't as if people didn't expect him to appear. He was hinted at multiple times, even appearing in an advertisement that used his name for Combat Pack 1. Unfortunately, due to licensing issues related to the various Evil Dead films and challenges in acquiring his different versions, along with potential conflicts arising from the production of Evil Dead the Game, Ash was ultimately excluded from Mortal Kombat 11. That's a huge bummer. Fans were super excited about Ash Williams because of Bruce Campbell's funny one-liners and his use of a chainsaw and shotgun. However, they were surprised and quite disheartened when the Joker from DC took Ash's place. The Joker turned out to be a fun character to play as. Many fans still hope that Ash Williams will someday join the Mortal Kombat roster. Michael Myers. Michael Myers is a slasher killer who appeared in the movie Halloween in 1978. According to the movies, Michael is a force of pure evil that can't be stopped. He has immortality because he's inhuman. He likes to play games with his victims, creepily stalking them before killing them in a brutal manner. With slasher horror on the rise, Mortal Kombat X introduced several slasher killers like Jason Voorhees, the Xenomorph, the Predator, and Leatherface. MKX was turned into a slasher tournament fighter that fans enjoyed. However, fans noticed that Michael Myers from the Halloween movies was missing from the character lineup, even though he is as famous as Jason or Leatherface. Ed Boon said that Michael Myers was most definitely considered for Mortal Kombat X, but it didn't happen for various reasons, which weren't clarified. This hasn't stopped Michael's character from appearing in other games, such as Dead by Daylight. It's very likely that issues with rights might have played a role in the character being scrapped, or the fact that Jason and Michael are very similar. It might have been hard to make Michael different from the hockey-masked killer. Harley Quinn. Before Harley Quinn was the A-list comic character she is today, she was set to be a downloadable fighter in Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. However, this plan was cancelled when Midway Games went bankrupt and closed. She would have been a great addition, especially since the game had very few female characters from both Mortal Kombat and the DC side of things. Harley Quinn has appeared in many video games over the years and has become an important character in the Injustice series, which is based on Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. Fans are curious about how she would play if she used Mortal Kombat controls after Ed Boon shared her reveal on X. Harley is a character with a unique fighting style. She's very acrobatic and flexible, which makes her agile and unpredictable in battle. This athleticism makes her a tough opponent. In her past video game appearances and other media, Harley has shown remarkable mastery with various impressive weapons. It's unfortunate she wasn't added to the latest 2023 roster either. However, one can't stop hoping. Master Chief. It remains unclear which character might have been selected, but Ed Boon, co-creator of Mortal Kombat, revealed that there were talks about including a character exclusively for Xbox 360 players, such as Master Chief from Halo, Mortal Kombat 9. So who exactly is this Master Chief? Master Chief Petty Officer John 117 is a Spartan soldier tasked with defending humanity against various alien threats. As a super soldier, he has enhanced strength, speed, agility, and reflexes, all of which are further amplified by his iconic armor. He made his debut in the Halo series and has also appeared in Gears of War. The intention behind including him was to create a more balanced roster, especially since PlayStation 3 players enjoyed having Kratos from God of War. However, by the end of Mortal Kombat 9's life cycle, the team at NetherRealm Studios ultimately decided against this inclusion. He nearly made a cameo in Mortal Kombat 11 as well, but that plan was scrapped too. In addition to Master Chief, there were discussions about adding Marcus Phoenix from Gears of War, yet nothing was finalized before the decision was made to cancel the DLC character entirely. Quan Chi, early version. Quan Chi has firmly established himself as a key villain in the Mortal Kombat universe, standing shoulder to shoulder with iconic figures like Shao Kahn and Shang Tsung. He was a highly anticipated DLC character for Mortal Kombat 1, but his first appearance as DLC was actually intended for Mortal Kombat vs. DC Universe. He's a demon from the Netherrealm known for his dark magic and ability to raise the dead. Quan is a strong enemy of both Earthrealm and Outworld. He's also a major ally of the fallen elder god Shinnok and often works with Shang Tsung as part of the Deadly Alliance. Quan has remained a secondary antagonist or NPC in the game's story mode from Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm until Mortal Kombat X. Just when he was set to appear as a playable character, he was scrapped, likely due to the closing of Midway Games. The Terminator. Before he became one of the top fighters in Mortal Kombat 11, the Terminator was initially slated to join a lineup of iconic 80s horror figures, including the terrifying Xenomorph and Jason Voorhees in Mortal Kombat X. Although this plan ultimately fell through for NetherRealm Studios, a few years later, the T-800 emerged as a standout character in Combat Pack 1 for Mortal Kombat 11. Nobody needs an introduction for the Terminator, but for those who are unaware, the T-800 is from Terminator Dark Fate, a cyborg assassin sent back in time from a future controlled by machines. This cyborg is almost impossible to destroy as it has advanced technology, outstanding fighting skills, and smart artificial intelligence, making it a powerful killer. The Mortal Kombat franchise has drawn inspiration from the OG Terminator movies in various ways, including features like Kano's cybernetic eye, the cyber Lin Kuei, and some of the fatalities. Therefore, the inclusion of the T-800 in Mortal Kombat 11 and the T-1000 in the 2023 release of Mortal Kombat 1 feels like a full-circle moment for the series. Hornbuckle. In Mortal Kombat 2, the character known as Hornbuckle is a name given by fans to the figure that stands opposite Blaze in the backdrop of the Pit 2 state. What's more interesting is that Hornbuckle and Blaze never engage in combat within the game. Their animation is limited to an idle fighting stance. A closer look reveals that Hornbuckle is essentially a palette swap of Liu Kang's sprite from the main gameplay, featuring pants with green trim and a green headband in place of Liu Kang's typical red outfit. The name Hornbuckle originates from clues dropped by Jade and Smoke, two secret characters who would occasionally drop hints before matches. Hornbuckle is also featured in Shaolin Monks during the 5th quest given by Smoke. In the Pit 2 area, Hornbuckle and Blaze can be seen sparring in the background. Hornbuckle's outfit looks like a different version of Liu Kang's, leading some to believe they're related. Ed Boon even once referred to Hornbuckle as Liu Kang. However, Hornbuckle was never meant to be a playable character, and most of his content was removed from retail versions of the game to maintain a serious and mysterious tone. Hydro. Hydro was a warrior hailing from Earthrealm and a member of the Lin Kuei clan. He made his appearances in the Mortal Kombat Blood and Thunder comic series and later in Mortal Kombat Legacy. In the comics, Hydro shared a close bond with Sub-Zero, so much so that he accompanied him on a mission to face the forces of Outworld. Hydro possessed the remarkable ability to control water, unleashing powerful waves that were so intensely cold they could freeze opponents upon contact. During a battle in Outworld, Hydro was unfortunately killed by Scorpion. Killing fulfilled a vow the undead Wraith had made to himself, to eliminate all of Sub-Zero's friends and family, saving Sub-Zero for last so that he could feel the pain of losing everyone close to him. In the Mortal Kombat Legacy web series, Hydro is portrayed as an earlier version of the Cyber Ninja program called Unit LK-1v1. He faces off against Cyrax and Sector to demonstrate their capabilities. As one of the first Cyber Ninjas, Hydro can conduct electricity around his arms and fists to enhance his attacks, similar to other Lin Kuei cyborgs. Initially, Hydro seems to have the upper hand. However, Sector grabs Hydro's arm from behind, allowing Cyrax to land a clean hit. Sector then joins in, giving Cyrax the chance to perform a fatality. Despite his significant presence in the comics and web series, Hydro was never introduced in the mainline Mortal Kombat games, likely due to design overlaps with Sub-Zero. Nimbus Terapo. Nimbus Terapo was another of those prank characters like Zebron, but this time he was created by Electronic Gaming Monthly as a supposedly hidden playable character exclusive to the Genesis version of the original Mortal Kombat. Described as an African-American kickboxer, his name itself is a dead giveaway. Terapo can be interpreted as fake Earth or fake land. Although it was thought to be an April Fool's prank by EGM, this character was mentioned not only in the December 1993 issue, but again in March 1994. He could have been an intriguing addition to the roster, but it's a shame he was never developed into a main character. Pigsy. Pigsy, from the game Manhunt, was initially set to be included in Mortal Kombat X, but his appearance was scrapped at the last moment. It seems the decision was influenced by the inclusion of Leatherface. Having two similarly styled characters in the same game didn't quite make sense. But who is Pigsy? He's a deranged, cannibalistic mass murderer whose weapon of choice is a chainsaw. He's an overweight, middle-aged white man not wearing any clothes except for a rotten pig's head over his face like a mask. His body is covered in bandages and blood. Very little is known about his backstory or what drove him to become this way. It's unfortunate he was cut from the game, as both fans and players would have truly enjoyed his terrifying presence. Kahil Grygesh. Fans who keep track of the latest Mortal Kombat updates through Ed Boon's Twitter posts have noticed a screenshot of a previously unseen character from Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. This character is a male vampire with wild blue hair, and although he was never fully completed, some speculate that this might actually be Kahil Grygesh. Boon stated that Natara from Deadly Alliance originally had a male counterpart. They chose not to finish him. The reasons for this decision are unclear. Some believe that budget or time constraints could have been factors, given the many characters they were working with. But what do we know about Kahil Grygesh? Kahil is a vampire from Vaternis who fell victim to the influence of the Chris sword known as the Datusha. This sword has the sinister ability to manipulate its wielder into believing they are vanquishing evil for the greater good, which led Kahil to unknowingly slaughter many of his own kin. Eventually, he managed to break free from the sword's grip. In an effort to atone for the lives he took, Kahil carried Datusha to the desolate plains of the Netherrealm and took his own life, effectively trapping the sword there. He didn't make an appearance during the reboot trilogy and has yet to be referenced or mentioned in the new era. Minotaur Warrior. Minotaurs are a strange species that emerged when the Shokan people cast a curse on the Centaurians, turning many of them, including Motaro, into a bipedal race. However, in the ending of Mortal Kombat Armageddon, after Motaro triumphed over the elemental Blaze at the Pyramid of Argus, the Centaurians were finally freed from this dark curse. They were able to return to their original forms and set their sights on taking revenge against their mortal enemies, the Shokans, for this betrayal. There were several reasons why the Minotaur Warriors were ultimately dropped from the project. The developers faced a tough choice: include them in their original appearance or alter their design by removing their back legs. Given their unique half-horse body shape, stripping away such a crucial feature would contradict the very essence of their character. In the end, they decided to remove the back legs and stated that it was a curse on their race. However, designing such a large and complex creature was a big challenge. Minotaur's anatomy clashed with other characters, complicating their ability to incorporate a variety of movements or equipment. Due to these complexities, the concept of the Minotaur Warrior was ultimately set aside. Tremor Early Version. Tremor made his first appearance in Mortal Kombat Special Forces, where he served as a non-playable minor antagonist. Tremor escaped from Special Forces custody during a prison break led by Kano, to whom he was fiercely loyal. He was later assigned to guard the portal to Outworld and tasked with eliminating any Special Forces agents that came close. Ultimately, Tremor was defeated and killed by Major Jackson Briggs. In later years, Tremor appeared as an unofficial character in the PlayStation Vita version of Mortal Kombat 2011 as part of the Challenge Tower. He was nearly cancelled but made his official debut in Mortal Kombat X as a downloadable DLC character, becoming the first character in the Combat Pack. Tremor returned as DLC in Mortal Kombat 1, rejoining the franchise in the game's Combat Pack as the first cameo fighter. In his early depictions, Tremor could cause eruptions and cast fireballs, but his abilities expanded in Mortal Kombat X. Now an Earth Elemental, he manipulates rocks, metals, magma, and crystals with deadly effects. Tremor wears a brown ninja outfit and mask similar to the costumes worn by the ninjas in the series. Before his official debut, he often wore a tan variation of the typical ninja attire. Tremor's appearance in Mortal Kombat X has undergone significant changes, with the most striking feature being the rock formations that cover most of his body. This updated version shows a bulkier physique, emphasizing his incredible strength. He now sports a khaki hood, glowing orange eyes, and a metallic mask that obscures the lower part of his face. Except for Goro and the Predator, Tremor stands taller than almost all of the other characters in Mortal Kombat X. Chameleon Male Version. Chameleon is a character in the Mortal Kombat fighting game series. He's a ninja who uses camouflage during battles. Unlike most characters, his name starts with a C instead of a K. Chameleon first appeared in Mortal Kombat Trilogy, MKT, on the PlayStation, Sega Saturn, PC, as a male ninja who could change colors, become partially transparent. In the Nintendo 64 version, he was replaced by Chameleon, a female ninja with similar camouflage abilities, except her name starts with a K. Initially, there was little information about Chameleon, as he lacked an established storyline or game ending. The only details available came from a hidden option to fight him after completing the game, where he was described as one of Shao Kahn's deadliest warriors. Due to the scarcity of information, many assumed he had been cancelled. However, he made a comeback in Mortal Kombat Armageddon, sporting a completely new design and backstory. At his debut, Chameleon was portrayed as a highly skilled and tough fighter, equipped with the abilities of every male ninja introduced up to MKT. His body was translucent, often blending into the background before reappearing in vibrant colors that represented the powers of the ninja or the opponent he was mimicking at the time. Unlike previous Secret Ninja characters, Chameleon maintained the same speed as all other fighters, ensuring he was always a competitive presence on the battlefield. Jataaka. Jataaka is a sub-boss found in the Pyramid of Shinnok in Mortal Kombat mythology's Sub-Zero and is a member of the Brotherhood of Shadow. She serves as one of 3 assassins under the command of Quan Chi and Shinnok, alongside Serena and Kia. Each assassin is tasked with guarding a crystal, and when their crystals are united, they gain access to a teleportation device that transports the Elder Sub-Zero, Quan Chi's throne room. Based on Serena's story, Jataaka might be a demon from the Netherrealm who uses Quan Chi's magic to keep her human appearance. Jataaka fights with a laser sword and can shoot blue energy bolts. Even with her strong fighting skills, the Elder Sub-Zero was able to defeat her. Jataaka, Serena, and Kia made their reappearance in Mortal Kombat Armageddon's Conquest mode, where they still serve Quan Chi. They fight against Taven in the Red Dragon's lair, but they lose. Jataaka was originally planned to be a downloadable character for Mortal Kombat Deception. However, the DLC was cancelled due to time limitations and budget issues. Kai. Kai made his debut in Mortal Kombat 4 as a swift and agile African-American fighter. Similar to Liu Kang, he's a Shaolin monk and highly skilled martial artist and harnessed the power of fire in combat. In Mortal Kombat 4, Kai is portrayed as a man in his mid-20s to early 30s, sporting short black hair and long sideburns, along with an athletic build. His body features striking white tiger stripes that enhance his fierce appearance. He's outfitted with a dark red headband, an abdominal sash, a belt, and shin guards, complemented by baggy black pants and martial arts shoes, along with a pair of gray spiked wristbands. In his unlockable alternate costume, Kai sports a striking black leather jacket left unbuttoned over his bare torso. He pairs this with blue jeans secured by a black leather belt featuring an MK Dragon logo buckle, along with sleek black motorcyclist boots. Donning sunglasses and foregoing his usual headband, he exudes a bold and edgy vibe. Believe it or not, the team really intended to include Kai as a selectable character in the next game. Unfortunately, that plan fell through. His redesign for the new installment differed immensely from his appearance in Mortal Kombat 4. Instead of the sleek look we were used to, he now sports a more rugged and dangerous appearance that gives off an edgy vibe. Had he made it into the game, he likely would have been driven by a quest for vengeance over the death of his fellow Shaolin monk Liu Kang, but that storyline was ultimately assigned to Kung Lao. Dairou was initially set to make his appearance in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, but sadly, he failed to be added to the final roster. In his early days, he was a side-end guard. He was later imprisoned for taking the life of a man who murdered his family. After managing to break free from prison, Dairou went off the rails and chose to become a mercenary. He now takes on assignments as they come, regardless of whether they come from noble causes or not. However, Dairou was a selectable fighter in Mortal Kombat Deception. He looked like a young monk warrior from Asia with a shaved head. Red markings ran from the top of his head down the middle, while the back of his head had dark, slick hair styled into a long ponytail. His outfit included a combination of metal, brown leather, and reinforced cloth. He wore a thick belt with a circular buckle, black pants, and brown and gold boots. Dairou is a stealthy fighter who uses clever tricks and stealth rather than relying on powerful attacks. He can slam his body into the ground to send opponents flying into the air, setting up a juggle. He also has the ability to switch places with his opponent, which is especially useful in deadly trap situations. It's unfortunate that he hasn't continued in the series after MK Deception. Hachiman. Hachiman is another scrapped character found in the crypt of Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. At first glance, his design feels like a natural fit for the MK franchise. His name is inspired by a Japanese war deity, and he boasts a muscular, athletic physique. Hachiman's appearance features traditional Japanese menpo, a type of facial armor that covers his lower face, complemented by a headpiece resembling a kendo mask. From the available design, he sports segmented orange and blue armor designed to protect his chest and shoulders, along with loose-fitting maroon pants, black knee-high boots. As a martial arts warrior, his look is heavily influenced by the aesthetics of Japanese samurai or bushi, blending traditional elements with a modern armored flair. Hachiman wields a bow staff, a long stick that rests across his shoulders, completing his striking warrior image. Evil Masters. The Evil Masters were a fighting clan initially intended to support the Deadly Alliance in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance, but they were ultimately cut from the final version of the game. To date, these characters have never officially appeared in the MK universe, only showcased in the crypt as concept art. The concept art depicts 3 figures. First, an aged monk dressed in traditional robes that elegantly drape over his figure. He has a bald head, complemented by a long white beard. His expression is serene and his hands are raised, perhaps in prayer, meditation, or preparing for a magical gesture. Next to the monk stands a wizard, or perhaps an elder, who matches the monk's height but with a slightly broader build. He's dressed in ornate robes that add to his stature and suggest a position of authority or significant influence. The elaborate designs of his garments imply a deep connection to magic or knowledge. With a longer, fuller beard than the monk, he exudes the wisdom and gravitas of a sage. Next to the wizard stands a brute, designed to be a formidable force. With a massive and muscular build, he showcases an extremely bulky and imposing physique, similar to Goro or Moloch from Mortal Kombat. The brute only wears shorts or briefs, highlighting his strong figure rather than any elegance or magic. He has a serious and aggressive look, and his stance shows he's ready for a fight. Marvelous Verdict! That was quite a long list, and there are definitely some very interesting characters among them. Some have been able to make their presence known in the new release, while others still remain to be seen. Perhaps it's time to start a petition to Ed Boon regarding all the characters we'd love to see make a comeback, but which character do you like the most and needs to be added to the Mortal Kombat gaming roster? Be sure to let us know in the comments section down below, and until then, good game, guys.